What's good, my people? It's your boy Denzel Effects. We're back again. Today we're doing a little pre-market analysis. Haven't done this in a while, so I said, why not? Let me just give you a little something, something. So today we're going to look at the US dollar index DXY to see exactly where the US dollar is heading in this current week that we're going to step into. Then we're going to take a look at GU and GER30. So I'm not going to waste that much time. We're just going to get straight into it. So here we have the US dollar index. This is basically to show us the potential direction that the US dollar could be heading into to give us our potential directions on the US pairs. So as you can see here, we actually close on a bearish week, which means that when price closes on a bearish week, it's only valid to look for bearish setups for the next coming days, weeks, or months. So yeah, first thing we need to do is just identify our zones. So taking a look at this on the line chart, we do understand that price actually impulse to the upside. So for myself personally, what I do see is price may actually come back all the way down to this region over here. If not, it may react to this region over here just because we are catering for what we see to the left hand side. So these will be our two potential zones that the market will react to on the DXY. But obviously, there's a possibility it will react to this first and then all the way down here, okay? So now that we've identified these regions now, the last thing I need to do is just show you where I think it's potentially heading to. So these are our three levels here. So US dollar might just, come back to this region, push to the upside, or come back, retest, and then push. But overall, we're looking for bullish setups on the overall market. But just now at the moment, it is looking bearish, so we will look for bearish setups for this coming week. So now that we have identified this, we jump over into the daily and see exactly what's happening. So on the daily, like price was literally, making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. So here at this moment in time, it hasn't made any new higher high or a higher low. So the market condition we are in now is actually a ranging market. So as we can see here, we'll not identify our zones again on the lower time frame. So now we are on the daily. So here on the daily, we can see these are equal highs just from here as well. Switching over to the line chart, boom. And I'm going to keep my target the same, like I said, from the higher time frame on the weekly. I do think price may come down to this level over here. So this will be a nice potential direction for the upcoming week for the US dollar index to drop to. So after that, we will dive into the 4-hour time frame, see exactly what I am actually seeing. So overall on the 4-hour time frame, we were in an uptrend, as you can see, like so. We did have our first touch, second touch, third touch. It's now broken this level here. So our uptrend is no longer valid for now. On top of that, we can cater to this and make it look like it is a channel. So now we understand that price was, moving in this sort of nature. After that, we scale in a little further to see exactly what actually happened during that current week that we just exited. So it's clear to see that here we have a double top, 1, 2, which is what a double top is, a reversal pattern. On top of that, on the weekly, we close bearish. So this makes a lot of sense to me on why price is now pushing to the downside. Then to put icing on the cake, we had an impulse, correction, impulse, which is a continuation pattern after the reversal pattern. So what I'm expecting to see for the next coming week now for the US dollar index would be something similar to what literally just happened. So I will just get my Fibonacci tool as so. So price may actually come back to this zone over here. Yeah, price may come back to this zone over here to continue pushing to the downside. So one of the targets for this week will be these lows over here, like so. Actually, yeah, the target will be these levels of low at the -68, which is our final point of take profit. So what I'm looking to see this week, as you can see, we had an impulse, correction, impulse. So what's next on the market will be another impulse to our zone, so another correction to our zone, and then boom, some sort of impulse to take us here to our level. So as you can see, this level here we have identified now. If I was to draw a zone, don't want to do too much, but if I was to draw a zone like so, we do understand that now this is actually a ranging market. Buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high, as you can see. So this is what we see here currently on the DXY. So my potential target will be around this level here, the 12178 region, for price to push down to. Then from there, like this is just for the upcoming week. So from there, I don't really care what happens next, but this is my potential direction. So if I'm expecting the dollar to drop, I'm expecting any opposite currency pair to keep pushing to the upside. So this is what I have here on the 4-hour time frame for DXY, US dollar index, will be for price to continue pushing to the downside, at least to this level here. Then from there, take liquidity around this zone, and so on and so forth. So now looking at this here on the higher time frame, we do understand our levels of interest. Firstly, being here because price has respected here. This is a nice and supply demand zone. If price breaks below, we do understand this will be the next zone for price to come to take liquidity to then push to the upside, because overall I do think DXY is bullish until it reaches this zone, and then we'll see what happens next. It might break above, it might not. If it respects it, then we know exactly we're bearish again. Simple as that. So we understand what US dollar DXY index is doing for the next coming week is potential drops. Okay, it's clear as day. We're in a ranging market. On top of that, it's December, so the markets are moving very slow. Next thing I'm going to take you to is GU to take a look at what's actually happening here. So I will show you GU on the higher time frame to see exactly what I'm seeing. So first things first, I will take you to the weekly time frame. And it's clear to see that it's actually in a downtrend at the moment, and it's dropping. But the reason I'm looking for long setups is simply because we close on a bullish candle. This means that for the next week we should be looking for bullish setups. On top of that, we head over to our line chart, and we can see our zone over here has actually been respected in some sort. Okay, so boom, we change that to a green line, and as you can see, price came, it respected it. So now we're looking for some sort of bullish moves. As you can see, last time price came here, it pushed up, so there's a possibility that it may even push up to this region like so. So my two zones that I'm looking to trade in between for GU, if I do manage to enter, would be between here and here. As because there is no structure to protect the price, we may be looking to be still valid to keep pushing this to the upside. So from that, on the weekly, we understand the potential direction of the market. So next is we head over into the daily. But before we do that, everything's looking good here. We head over to the daily, see what the daily is telling us, like so. So on the daily, it is quite clear that we are still in a downtrend. Over here, we draw a trend line to cater for our touches. We have one touch, two touch, and on the third touch, we always know that price has a tendency of either continuing or reversing. So here we see what is truly happening now. Everything is a lot more clear for me. So with GU, we have been, in a downtrend of some sort. The next thing I need to identify is what am I going to do now? So with the way the market is moving here, we can clearly see that price had pushed to the downside and it's moving very, very correctively. When price does this, it is trying to show us that it's going to reverse into the opposite direction. On top of that, it was moving very corrective to our nice zone that we found here on the weekly, which is giving us some more confirmation that it is a buying market. We closed bullish, which is even validating this for me even further. So with that being said, that's looking very nice. We head over to the line chart to see can we spot anything else before we dive into the 4-hour Everything's looking pretty good. So now we dive into the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour here, it's so clear to see that we were, in a downtrend like so. And as you can see, price has actually broken this descending channel, meaning that that is our indication to look for buying setups. And as you can see, price was literally, as it was pushing down, it was just being squeezed, 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 squeezed. Now it popped. So we're looking for corrective nature here to continue pushing to our zone over here. That's just this on the line chart. On the candlestick chart, it might look a bit messy, but at least now we know exactly what is actually happening. Clear as day. So as you can see here, we were pushing to the downside. This lines up nicely with our zone of the third touch on the higher time frame, which is really good. So now it's clear as day to see that with GU, it's very, very simple. We are expecting price to at least come back to this region over here to then continue pushing to the upside. The correction would have started somewhere over here. So this will be my beginning of correction around this level here. So we'll just push it up a little bit like so. So this will be our area of interest to take profits, okay? So if we do enter this, just depending on the type of trade it is, seeing what opportunities we see, because we do understand that DXY will be weak, meaning this will be strong. So it'll be something like so. We'll put our entry at this level. Our take profits just below these levels here. This could be a nice 1 to 7. If not, I can play it safe and make it a nice 1 to 5. But overall, this is what I'm seeing here on GU. As you can see, we're looking for long setups. We're pushing to the downside. This would be a nice zone because it broke. It hasn't been retested, so why not? On top of that, it's a nice channel pushing to the downside, lining up beautifully with this level over here. So this is just textbook. You get me? This is literally just a textbook setup to keep pushing to the upside. If it breaks that there, then we're good to go. Maybe even over here, retest, bang, and take it all the way to these levels of the highs. So this is a nice potential. So whoever's going to enter this long here, we now understand that this could be some sort of a bigger range, as you can see, within the smaller time frame. So that's what we have there on GU. Then finally, we're going to take a look at one of my favorites, and it is GER30. So GER30, what are you telling me? We're going to take a look at this on the higher time frame. So on the weekly, we understand that previously price had actually respected our nice low level over here. Boom. It came all the way down to this low level. Each time we tried to, it did not break below. So we understand that this level is a very, very strong level. On top of that, this level is actually the 15,000 region. So we understand that, boom, every time price came here, it actually failed to break below. So my next potential target will be the 16,000 region, just because I know how this pair moves, or I know how this indice moves, and this will be exactly where it's actually coming to. Then from there, we can add our line. So this will be our demand level and our supply level. Simple as that. So we understand where price could be potentially heading to. On top of that, this is another range, or you can say we could be looking for a head and shoulder like so. But for now, I'm just trading what I see, not what I want to see. Simple as that. So that's that on the weekly. We understand our zones over here. So next thing is, I know that there is a nice zone over here. I can already see it before it even happens. So we jump over into the daily time frame to just see exactly what's happening now. So here on the daily time frame, it is very evident to see that price had actually moved to the downside. It slowed down a little bit. It impulsed up. So now I'm expecting price to move correctively to this zone so it can push it up further. Reason being is because right here, there are some order blocks, some pending orders waiting for us to be active. So I will just wait patiently for price to actually come all the way down here for the next coming weeks And then once price enters this region, I will have my buying setups to take me all the way here, which would be a nice simple textbook trade. On top of that, we head over to the line chart. It's very, very clear to see price will actually come down to this level like so. If it doesn't, we jump into the 4-hour time frame, and it's clear to see on the 4-hour that price is, the nature. The nature is simple. Impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse. That is actually what's happening now. We've got our impulse, we've got our correction. So what we're waiting for after this impulse, after this correction, is a bigger impulse. Only thing here that I'm looking out for is this level over here that was respected, but that is actually nothing. I just do believe that is a momentum, a momentum tap to then respect this level here. Because as you can see, we are making lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, which is over here, to then push it to the downside, retest this level like so, to take us all the way down here, and then we push to the upside. Because this is literally just correction for more upside momentum to our perfect zone over here. So with that being said, that is clear to see what we have for this upcoming week, my people. I'm going to leave it at that with a few gems like I just dropped. We understand what's happening on the US dollar index. We're expecting that to drop. GU, we're looking for buying opportunities, as you can see. And finally, for GER30, we're looking for buying opportunities like so. It will be still valid to actually look for sells from around this level over here at the top of that like so. To look for sells, just reason being, price is literally in a downtrend. Take us to our level, sell it from here, buy it from here. That's something I would do. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just showing you what I predict for the market this week. So my people, I'll leave it at that. Let there be peace in the Middle East. Let my brothers and sisters be safe. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.